Hey everybody, it's the coach, and this is Madden 19 on EA Sports. Up next, Matthew Stafford and the Detroit Lions face off against Jimmy Garoppolo and the San Francisco 49ers. Let's get you out to Levi's Stadium for the 2018 home opener. Here are Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the so-called Silicon Valley and Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara. The scene a short time ago, this crowd, they love their 49ers, and they were in full roar as their guys burst out of the locker room. And we're ready for football as the 49ers get set to do battle with Matthew Stafford and the Detroit Lions. Hi again, everyone. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And, Charles, you take a look at these 49ers as they interplay here. They were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that second win in a row.
Meanwhile, for the Lions here, they were losers their last time out. They're going to try to get back in the win column, but obviously they're going to have to do that in a hostile environment.
And sometimes it actually works to your advantage. Now you've got to band together your team, the us against the world mentality. Let's see if they can use it and get a victory.
The children will groan. It's the final weekend of summer, but we've got the NFL, and we're underway on EA Sports. This is taken just shy of the 10 here. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. So here are the Lions now coming out for their opening drive. They'll be led out by a former Pro Bowl quarterback out of the University of Georgia, Matthew Stafford.
And no excitement unless you're on the defensive team of last week in his numbers, because the only excitement he really generated was the one interception he threw.
Yeah, no touchdown passes.
Yeah, and his team wasn't real thrilled about that. And they lost the game. So I know this week has been tough on him because he's been working hard. Fundamentals, footwork, finding the right targets. And bottom line, how do they get a win?
And he'll be tackled at about the 35. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down. And we look now at the Lions offense.
Throw on your shades, throw on your sunglasses. We're about to shine a little spotlight on Golden Tate, who comes off of 4 straight seasons with 90 or more catches. He's a guy that maybe doesn't get put in the category of elite receiver, but when you look at his production overall and how he's used in their offense, wide receiver, slot back, take some plays at running back, he's a threat every time the ball's in his hands, especially after the catch.
Malcolm Smith there for the stop. And the 49ers on the defensive side of the football.
And when you make an investment in a position, defensive line is a great place to do it, and the 49ers have done exactly that. Solomon Thomas, 2017 draft. Eric Armstead, 2015. DeForest Buckner, 2016. They should be a formidable defensive front.
They'll run it here with Blunt. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive. Defense had a chance to get off the field here in the opening drive, couldn't do it.
I know that we go into these meetings with coaches, and sometimes maybe we can get, a little bit numb because they're always going to talk about how important third down is, aren't they? Offense and defense. In this case, one capitalized, and the other, as you said, had a chance to get off the field and didn't get it done.
Now Blunt. And 3 yards there takes him to the 45.
Not much happening there on first down.
I thought there might have been a hole for a split second.
Yeah, but it dried up pretty quickly, didn't it? Closed fast.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield after a gain of about 4.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
first blood. And they'll stop him right on the midfield stripe. Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team as it's 4th down.
Now that was a big-time play by the defense. They as well knew where the first down line was, and they didn't let them get anywhere near it.
On 4th down, here's Sam Martin on to kick it away. The speedster Dante Pettis back deep to return. So here are the 49ers now with a long field ahead. We're going to look at Jimmy Garoppolo. He'll be under center, the 5th-year quarterback who's in his 2nd season now with the 49ers.
San Francisco gave New England a 2nd-round pick to acquire Jimmy Garoppolo's services, and it might turn out to be the steal of 2017. How about this for immediate impact? Took a 1-10 franchise, and when they put him in the starting lineup, won 5 straight games. In fact, in San Francisco, in some quarters, they're calling him Jimmy GQ.
He finds Taylor, complete, and able to get it here to about the 16-yard line. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. And the starting crew now for San Francisco.
And wide receiver Marquise Goodwin showed in 2017 he's more than just an Olympic long jumper. Showed more facets to his game. Not just a long ball threat either. Could catch it underneath. Nearly 1,000 yards in receiving. And had more catches last season than in his 4 years combined in Buffalo.
And that closed up quickly there as he gets it up only to about the 17. Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be 3rd down. On the defensive side of the ball, here are the starters for Detroit. They enter play ranked 8th against the run in the NFL.
Now if they could just get their pass defense in line, this unit would be really, really strong. And remember the conversation with the defensive coordinator? He wants them to rush the passer better. He wants to see the quarterback on the ground. They've got to create some sacks.
And he said it starts early and often. We'll see if they can get to him. Garoppolo. And able to haul it in is Kittle. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. Garoppolo to his tight end Kittle for a Niner first down.
Like so many tight ends nowadays, they have no problem at all putting him in the slot and letting him go to work. And that's a nice pitch and catch right there for a first down.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. A first carry now for the former Viking. This is Jerick McKinnon looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
Now McKinnon. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. Now we've got whistles and a timeout here. Yeah, it looks like we've got a 49er that's down on the field. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Picked off here the 32. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line.
Well, there definitely was some juice on that pass. And while tight ends don't always have the same reputation for hands as wide receivers do, in this case, that ball was expected to be caught.
Now the Lions offense, they get ready to head back out there. They were forced to punt last time, and I doubt sincerely that they'll have to punt here because they're gifted with terrific field position.
I don't even want to think about the idea that they would end up punting starting with this type of field position. Neither do they. Great starting spot, great opportunity to run your full playbook. If they want to take a shot here, they can go ahead and do it.
After the interception, here's Stafford. Roberts with it over the middle. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. They give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs.
There are so many things to watch for when you play defense. and reading your keys. You always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? And it sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him. The Lions into the red zone for the first time. They come up 1st and 10 at the 16. Now a carry for Blount. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. LeGarrette Blount, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Lions are going to take a first-quarter lead. And on his way to the end zone, shedding the tackle, he would not be denied.
That's what's called finishing the run. Making sure you power your way through. One-on-one tackle. No running back wants to go to the bench and say, I got stopped just short.
Now Matt Prater for the point after. Prater for the extra point. And that makes the score 7-0. They had the short field, and they made quick work of it. Just 2 plays to get into the end zone. Here's Prater now set to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The San Francisco offense getting their last-minute instructions before they take over here. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. That one goes for 24 yards. Play, and they're already just shy of midfield. They go play action here on first down. That's to the right side, complete to Kinnick. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35.
Not only have they completed a couple on this drive, but they peeled off some pretty good chunks of yardage, too.
Absolutely. Great start. 2 nice plays in the pass game. Now can they continue to feed off that? Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Now the Georgia Southern man, it's Matt Breida. And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. The linebacker, Christian Jones, there to make the stop.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held them to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
Here's Breida. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards. Back to the 33. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
The insistence of speed at every position is really seen at the defensive end spot. These guys in the old days were often outside linebackers. They just pushed them forward because they wanted to play fast and get to the quarterback or the running backs quicker than ever before.
They need to get this to the 24 on 3rd down.
Here we go.
From the gun, it's Garoppolo. Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. Kerry Hyder in there to get him for a loss of 3, and it'll be 4th down. They were able to win last week despite him being sacked 4 times. They might need to tighten the reins a little bit or this one may not end in another victory.
You're right about that. They can't count on just winning the game no matter what happens. They can't let the accumulation of hits and harassment in the pocket get to their quarterback. Got to stop that. Give him clean lanes to throw the football in order to have a better chance to win again this week.
So on now is the Clemson man, Bradley Pinion, to punt this one away. Back deep, Golden Tate. And not what he was hoping for there, as this will hit in the end zone for a touchback. So out now come the Lions. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Now a play fake here on first down. The left side completion to Jones. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
Line of scrimmage, the 28 now as they come up on second and a couple. Off of play action. Here's Stafford. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue.
Well, that was a pretty favorable situation there. What would you call that? Second and manageable? Smart play, too. Didn't force it downfield when he didn't have it. Just checked it down, let him get the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
From the 34 now, here's first and 10. On first down, Stafford here. He'll find a man over the middle. It's Galladay. A gain of 6 there on first. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's second and 4. To the air again, Stafford. And a hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
That's very well timed there defensively, because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. Throwing again is Stafford. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he brings this up to the 46, good enough for the first. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well. Couple of first downs to kick off the drive. Here's first and 10 up at the 46. They'll run it now out of the gun. And no room to maneuver there. Give him a yard up to the 47. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation. So he runs it for 1 yard, then no gain. I don't know that you go back to that well here on 3rd down.
Yeah, I don't know that you do as well, but if you want to get the ball to him, if you want him to have it, maybe you get him into space and throw it to him.
Now, prior to the snap, we hit all zeros as time has run out on the first quarter of play. 7-0 is our score. We're back to Santa Clara after this. Here with Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin, as the Lions are in possession of the football here to begin quarter number 2. They're staring up at a 3rd and 9 to start it out. They'll fake it. Now Stafford. And this is going to be incomplete. Adrian Colbert, he was right there in coverage.
And based on my math, They've only converted one time thus far in this game, so you can see the frustration starting to come out a little bit. Third downs, they've been a problem for them all game. They've got to start becoming solutions.
Here's Sam Martin now, as he'll punt it away for the second time. Oh, it's a wobbler here. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Niners will go on offense. 1st and 10. And San Francisco gets set to go here.
And the results for them have not been strong to this point. 2 drives have ended in a turnover and then a punt.
So would it be too snarky for me to say that they've shown improvement? Because you had two drives with turnovers. Now they punted it away, so at least they didn't turn it over. So that's good, right?
You're going to get some angry users reaching out to you on social media.
Well, I don't mean to be. I was actually looking for the positive. Silver lining, you know.
And he'll go out near midfield at the 49.
A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down. Now it's Breida.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down.
The tackle made there by Jared Davis.
I would think as a play call, you want to look for some quick hitters to your tight end. Any type of a route to replace where that linebacker was. Because when you saw the speed with which he reacted and stuffed that play, maybe use that speed against him in the future.
From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And he showcases the spin. A pretty good gain before he's taken down. That one good for 10 yards. And that's going to make it 3rd down and less than a yard.
Watching that run takes me back to something a famous old coach once said. Any player he wants on his team, he wants him to be agile, mobile, and most definitely hostile.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, just 1 for 3 thus far. They're looking at 3rd and a few inches.
Here we go, here we go. 180!
They'll try and run for it. This is Juszczyk. And brought down, but not before he was able to break the tackle, and the extra effort moves the sticks. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains.
3rd and inches, just turn around, hand it to the big guy, and let him plow forward and pick up a first down. A lot of people think that the offensive line, they may almost take the play off because they got a big guy back there pushing forward. I think it actually works in reverse. I think they block harder because they love seeing that guy get the ball because he doesn't touch it very often.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
180!
Play action. Garoppolo. And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down.
Well, they go play fake. The problem is nobody was faked out.
And when no one's faked out, what's the end result? Quarterback gets hit.
Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Now Garoppolo. Over the middle to Garcon. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. A really good pickup of 28 yards. With their first trip to the red zone thus far. It's 1st and 10 at the 14.
180! 120!
First man through. It's the fullback Juszczyk. And trying to push forward, but he is going to be stuffed up in the backfield.
After a play like that, there should be congratulations all the way around, I think, because if you can stop a big fullback like that, that's not easily done.
Yeah, he does not go down easily, you're right, but he did there. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. So they get half of what they needed. It'll be 3rd and 6 upcoming.
But you got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
Garoppolo looks to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And it'll be 4th down. And Gold is able to put it through. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So 3 drives now for this offense, and that field goal gives them their first 3 points.
So if you're an offensive coordinator and you're averaging a point a drive, you're in the wrong line of work, aren't you? You got to find a way to unlock the key to these defenses and put some big points on the board.
Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. It's the second quarter. His team has the lead, but I think he's hoping for a little bit more production out of himself.
And we often talk about preaching patience to a runner when things are a little bumpy in the early going, but we have to do the same thing with the offensive line. They can't wait to halftime to make the adjustments. They have to do it from series to series so those surface tablets come into play. Check out what the defense is doing and see if they can find a better way to run it.
So they search for that patience here now. Oh, that was dangerous. Threw it into coverage, almost picked, but instead they'll keep it on 2nd down.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense that fell harmlessly to the ground. Back to the air. Stafford on 2nd down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Solomon Thomas in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8. This man's been a fan favorite in the Bay Area for a while. First with Stanford, now with San Fran.
The number 3 pick out of Stanford last season. His versatility is the key to his success. Whether he's playing defensive tackle, defensive end, line him up over the nose in passing situations, he usually uses his quickness to get to the quarterback.
After the sack, Stafford and the Lions come up on a 3rd and long situation. Now a play fake it at Stafford. Throwing deep for Galladay. And the defense loses him. It's complete. And all the way down to the 42. A big play on 3rd down for the Lions. 41 yards.
Now that play will end up on the highlights, and you'll see it all over the place. But what you won't see, the offensive line that bought the extra time, that allowed for the big completion downfield, those guys made that play possible.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Stafford on 1st down. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Solomon Thomas able to get in and bury him well behind the line for a loss of 17.
I know there'll be a little bit of criticism there because they went right back to the air after the huge pickup and ended up getting sacked. That's often a play that you make. You feel like you've got momentum on your side.
Unfortunately, the O-line failed to hold up to try to keep that momentum going. After the sack, oh, they're staring at a challenge basically from the other side of town. It's 2nd and a country mile. A shotgun snap for Stafford. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Jones. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Give him 30 yards there.
Press coverage on the outside, and for defenders, that's the ultimate risk-reward. If you take the risk, can you reward yourself by keeping them on the line of scrimmage? But no, not on that one. Got the step on them. Now it's just a matter of laying the ball out there for him to go get it.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10.
Delay of game, offense.
And they're not going to get this one off in time. It'll be a delay.
Still 1st down.
Now they need 15 yards on this series after the delay of game. 1st and 15. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this down to about the 30, 31-yard line. Defensively, Jimmy Ward in on the stop.
Well, obviously, they would have at least liked to have gotten back to the original line of scrimmage. Instead, now, they're dealing with 2nd and long.
I thought they would have passed it after the penalty. Probably wish they would have now. And this is caught at the 8. A really nice gain of 25 yards. Out of the gun, Stafford. And he's going to be dropped. Back at the 15-yard line. And Stafford's in some pain, apparently. Yet to arise following the play. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. So first down went in the wrong direction. They're at the 13-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal.
Hurry up, here we go. Blue line.
Castle going to throw for the first time since coming on. This will be caught just inside the 10. And here he'll get it down to the 7. The catch good for 6 yards, but now it's 3rd and goal.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there, freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
All right, here we go. Green 30.
Here's Castle. And probably the wise decision there. No one open. He just throws it away. And that keeps the field goal on the table as it's 4th down.
Let's give this defense some credit now. They let the guys get downfield. But when push came to shove, they stood their ground. And now they'll likely force a field goal attempt.
And Prater's kick is on the money. It's good. And they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3. That drive took him inside the 10. Good job defensively to hold him to 3.
Yeah, I like how you did that. Give a little tip of the cap to the stop troops there because they didn't give up a touchdown in that situation, right? Made them kick the field goal. And, yeah, points went against them, but that feels a whole lot better running off the field.
This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. Yet again, Pierre Garçon and company gearing up to take the field. He's been good so far to this point in the second quarter. Need to get him even more involved, maybe?
I would agree with that. Definitely. Yeah, it's not even a question for me. The way he's playing, he's doing a nice job. Increase things. More touches, more opportunities. Maybe that can reverse things on the scoreboard for them.
They'll try to ratchet things up then maybe here in the second quarter. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
Let's face it, you can run the route tree as many times as you want, get in sync, practice it, do all those things. But once you get to game speed, it doesn't always time up quite that well.
He's got a man complete. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A gain of 39 that time.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. 2 minutes to play here in the first half. Back to more NFL action on EA Sports after this. A reminder coming up at halftime, the coach is back. He made it through the first weekend. That's the good news, and he's going to regale you with stats and scores from around the NFL here in the early games in Week 2.
You think he questioned coming back for Week 2, having to work with us?
I think he did. He's just happy that he is far away in Orlando. Looking to throw, Garoppolo. The attempt on the dive, and he has it. What a catch. 23 yards on the play.
Well, partner, when you ask anyone other than your QB to throw the ball, you must have a lot of confidence or you think you're really going to fake them out, and it looks like they did exactly that.
And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. A great play there. His first touchdown of the new season. And the 49ers are within an extra point of tying this thing up.
And that's another route that defenders would vote to take out of the game.
The wheel route?
Oh, without a doubt. You're just trying to move everybody in one direction. And whether it's a running back or another receiver, as they zip out on the sideline, you've got a problem on your hands.
Yeah, well, the defenders hate it there. It happened, and it resulted in a touchdown. Robbie Gould on for the extra point. Gould with the extra point, and we are even at 10 apiece. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. A chance for us to look now at this 49ers defense. And they have been disruptive in the backfield. How often when we see this, as we look at some of these highlights, is it just better players getting in there versus scheme that is defeating the offense?
It's a great question, and I think oftentimes we rely on scheme. We fall back and say, well, the scheme broke down, rather than giving credit to the players making plays. But when the scheme does break down, you're looking at oftentimes just being overloaded. Too many guys coming from one side or one particular area, then you can actually block it. You know, if there's two guys there to block them, they'll bring three, and that third guy will get through. So when you want to max protect there, meaning getting everyone in, your whole offensive line, your tight end, and your running backs, trying to make sure that you're never outnumbered by the defensive guys coming in.
False start, offense.
That'll make it 1st and 15. A false start backs him up 5. 1st and 15. From the gun, here's Stafford. Catch made right side by Wilson. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. That one goes for 24 yards. On 1st down, it's Stafford. And the Niners get there and bring him down. Solomon Thomas in there to get him his 2nd sack now of the afternoon. Here's Stafford now on 2nd down. And Jones has it over the middle. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense, as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. So we're back in the offense getting set following the call of that timeout. From the gun on 3rd down, Stafford. Caught right side, Tate. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line.
A short game that doesn't get them the 1st down brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it. So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. He hit his first one, this from 44 yards out now. And Prater's kick is on the money. It's good. And they will take the lead at 13-10. So a good kick there, and they put the bow tie on it with 3 points.
And let's face it, everybody wants a touchdown. We know that. But in the NFL, defenses are awfully good. You're not going to score each and every time. Be able to knock the ball through the post and take the 3.
By the way, I said bow tie. I meant just bow. Not the tie, but yeah.
Either way.
You got it.
I just went right past it.
This is taken just shy of the 10 here. And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34. Here comes Jimmy Garoppolo now to lead his offense back out there. He's had a solid start to this game, but bottom line is they're losing, so he doesn't care about his stats. He just wants to right the ship on the scoreboard.
He wants to actually increase his stats because he feels like if he does, that means things will get better for his team, maybe get them back into the ball game or into the lead. In these situations, I remember playing with a quarterback once where he actually ran out onto the field first ahead of everyone else just to say, guys, let's go. Try and create that energy, create that spark.
Well, so far he has 1 touchdown, 1 interception. He'll be looking for that 2nd touchdown now. Now Garoppolo throwing on 2nd. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. And now the Niners going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout, as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. So the sack of Garoppolo. And now what can they come up with on 3rd and long? On the quick handoff, it's Juszczyk. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. So the defense had a chance to catch their breath, and now they're back out and ready. Here's Bradley Pinion now, as he'll kick it away for the second time. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. 9 seconds to play, likely the final snap of the first half, as it's 1st and 10. They'll begin here with Blount. And he'll power his way up near the 25. So we have reached halftime with the visiting Lions taking the lead to the break. As we'll send you eastward to Orlando. Standing by with that EA Sports halftime report now is Jonathan Coachman. Take it away, Coach.
Okay, Brandon, we'll get you back to you and Charles in a bit. But first, it's time for a trip around the NFL following an eventful opening weekend. Let's see what's happening in Week 2. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. In the game you're watching, it's Matthew Stafford who's had it working in the first half. He's thrown for close to 200 yards already, and that's helped propel his guys into the lead. As we send you back to Brandon Gaudin.
Thank you, sir. A field goal separates these two teams as we come back for this second half. The Lions in the lead, and they're going to get the football first as well as the second half is underway. Here comes the 49ers offensive unit as they'll have it first to begin this third quarter. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half two, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. To the sideline, and wow, what a catch there. He doesn't get a lot, but he was able to get the feet down complete. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11. And never good on a pass completion there to go the wrong way. Lost yardage.
No, for some reason it seems to work better when you throw it downfield or you can move the ball downfield running it that way, doesn't it? But in this case, if you're the defensive guys, you're energized, executed well, and you caused a lost yardage play. That's going to feel good and look great in film.
On second down, here's Garoppolo. Over the middle, and he's got Goodwin complete. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. And a nice gain of 21 yards. Here's McKinnon. And a minimal gain here as he's up to about the 47-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Here we go.
They run once more with McKinnon. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40.
They're making it look easy out there. Another first down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 first downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success. So after the run by McKinnon, here's 1st and 10. They go play action here on first down. And this is incomplete.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
Garoppolo to try again on second down. To the right side, caught by Saleh. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 11 more yards there, and this methodical drive continues.
I got kicked out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
Garoppolo on first down. This will be caught at about the 6. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Garoppolo finding a safety valve here. That's complete. And a good display of footwork will only get him just inside the 5 to the 4. Just a 1-yard pickup on the play, and that's going to lead to a third down. The Niners on third down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2. And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. He didn't get the touchdown, but he did get the first down as he's tackled at the 1. And they got 3 yards. That's enough. A conversion, and now it's 1st and goal.
Football's such a game of tendencies, down in distance, and on 3rd and inches, 3rd and 1, you think of, yeah, the fullback's probably going to get the ball, but when you get to 3rd and 2, most of the time that's either the running back or a pass play. So that's a nice tendency breaker by the offensive team there. Hand it to their big guy to pick up a first down.
They'll try and power it in with Juszczyk. And across the goal line, into the end zone, touchdown 49ers. Kyle Juszczyk, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Niners are able to cash in for 6. Well, if at first you don't succeed, try again. They go to the big man, second time he gets it done.
Almost as if they were feeling like he was establishing a rhythm. Give it to him again and again, and how about the end result? Finishes it off in the end zone.
Touchdown, great run, and the score. Gold able to tack on the extra point, and that will make this a 4-point game. Gold now out to kick it away. This will be taken about the 12. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. And now let's look at the quarterback, Matthew Stafford, in our player spotlight. He's playing pretty well. I don't think it's necessarily him changing up something he's doing, but that O-line, they've got to protect him better.
They do. They've got to make sure that they give him more than enough time in order to find targets downfield. And sometimes what happens when these things are going on is that the field general will step up and say, hey, that's on me, guys. I didn't get rid of it fast enough. Anything to try and relax them a little bit and take some pressure off, because they do know that they are trying.
Yeah, well, we've seen the 4 sacks so far in this contest. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first.
Some think the teams really won't throw a slant route unless you have a receiver that has a lot of stature to him. But sometimes the little guys, they get lost in there. People can't really locate them, and they run that quick cut on the slant, and oftentimes they can turn it into big plays.
Stafford now 13 of 16 throwing the football. It's 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's got this one across midfield into 49er territory. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
He's had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. Now it's Stafford off the bootleg. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving.
And when you have a guy in the backfield who can catch the football, you don't just use him strictly for checkdowns or dump-offs. You make him part of the primary passing attack, because what you're trying to do is get him into open field and then let him make people miss and advance the football.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. And on the ground they go with a running back. Whoosh. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That burst good for 20 and a 1st down.
Well, as we've learned over the years, just because a guy plays left tackle doesn't mean he doesn't have run blocking abilities, and we just saw it there. Controlled the line of scrimmage, created a big gain.
That's kind of a bonus. He's there to protect that high value that you have back under center, but he creates space in the run game.
Yeah, not only can he dance, he can mash too.
Right back to him on 1st down. Able to fight for about 4 yards there to the 13.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now, because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
On the ground, it's Reddick. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. It's a good gain of 11, sets him up 1st and goal.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
Now a play fake here on 1st down. And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line. Reuben Foster coming hard on the blitz. He dumps him for a loss of 8.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
Moved back to the 10. They'll try on 2nd and goal here. Operating from the gun. Stafford. That's complete right around the 8. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. Only able to pick up 2, and that leads us to 3rd and goal. So 3rd and goal, and the 49er faithful making some noise for their defense. From the gun, Stafford. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Solomon Thomas able to disrupt yet another pass play, his 3rd sack of the afternoon.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
So now here comes the field goal team for the 3rd time today. From the right hash, it's a 38-yard attempt. And Prater's kick is on the money. It's good. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. He's got 9 points on field goals now. He's made 3 of them. That gets him a bit closer, but there's no question they need to start turning some of these 3s into 6s.
And for him, it's not his concern, right? He just goes out there when they call on him and goes ahead and puts points up on the board. But the offense has got to get together and figure out what's stalling their drives, so they have to keep calling on him.
Here comes Jimmy Garoppolo now to lead his offense back out there. He is looking to help his team build their lead after trailing at halftime. They've got to like the spot they're in right now.
They have to love it, but as you and I both know, cliche alert coming here. You're only as good as your last possession. But I think that they like, as you said, the spot they're in and how confidently they're playing at this point.
But again, just a one-possession lead, looking to expand that now. Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete.
When we start looking for big-time corners, we're going to start with athleticism. But without technique, you're not going to make plays as one we just saw there.
Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10. This is Breida. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
Part of the thinking when you bring in extra tight ends, you're hoping that each of your guys gets those one-on-one blocks and creates a crease for your runner. You know what the converse is, though? You've got to win those one-on-one blocks, and when you don't, that's the result you end up with.
The Niners on 3rd down, 3 for 7 so far in this game. This is 3rd down and 12. Working from the gun, Garoppolo. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. And they're able to convert on 3rd with a solid gain of 23.
And that's how you pick up a first down. Not only does he make the catch, but has enough body control to get his feet down inbounds, toe tapping and dragging to make sure he gets it done.
Garoppolo now. A perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10. Now a play fake. Garoppolo. Throw left side, caught by Goodwin. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. So there on that play, offensively, they were in the crossing route. Defense was in zone coverage. So as a former DB, how tough is it to defend that?
It's really difficult because your natural inclination is to chase the receiver and maybe leave your zone. So you have to have discipline in order to talk to your other coverage guys and let him know that that receiver's crossing from your zone to the next zone. He's coming your way. Make sure you have him. And then when the ball is actually thrown, secure the tackle. When they're moving on crossing routes, if you miss a tackle, it usually results in a big play.
And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
They run with Breida. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. The 13 yards that time of the first.
Sometimes with the running game, you just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Back now here in Santa Clara. This one's still anybody's ball game. It's a 1-point difference here as we begin the 4th quarter of play. We saw a number of good games earlier today. This one might top all of those. It's been a dandy as we come up on 1st and 10. Now they'll throw with Garoppolo. This will be caught at about the 5. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
In so many ways, throwing the hitch route is actually one of the safer things an offense can do. Get the ball out to the receiver as fast as possible, hope he's got man-to-man coverage, and hope that his athleticism wins on the perimeter.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go. The Niners on 3rd down. 5 out of 9 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3.
Here we go.
To throw, it's Garoppolo. To the sideline. Wow, what a catch. Doesn't get a lot out of it, but he is able to keep the feet in bounds.
They got the completion, but they didn't get the first down, so you got to think if you're on the defensive side of the ball, you're pretty happy with what you just accomplished there.
Yeah, like you said, got him out of bounds, stopped the clock, kept him short of the marker. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. From the left hash, he'll have to cut this at a tight angle. And Gold is able to put it through. And they add on and get a little bit of a cushion. It's 20-16 now. So it's an old-school extra point that counts 3 times. So it's certainly a disappointment they weren't able to get it in the end zone.
Yeah, I can just imagine post-game, head coach looking at the box score, 19-yard field goal, grimacing a little bit, but having to realize that at that moment, getting 3 points was vital. Go ahead and get the points, put them on the board.
And Detroit getting set to go now. And a methodical drive last time, but they couldn't get that knockout blow. They had to settle for 3.
But you got to like what they've been doing along the way, right? It's almost like the body blows, the setup punch. As you said, they didn't get the knockout blow here, but that doesn't mean it can't come later in the game on another possession. And the defense on the other side,
maybe a little gas.
Yeah,
right?
A little tired. And if nothing else, they just feel relieved getting upfield only giving up 3. They don't exactly feel like they've handled the offense.
And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. A gain of 4 on the play, and that'll make it 2nd down. Nice job there, right, of just going through the progressions, finding the open man, even if it wasn't for a 25-yard gain.
Everything does not have to be spectacular. The mundane works pretty well in this league, as we just saw there.
7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that. And that's what he did.
Six yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. To the air again, Stafford. And this is taking him one-handed. What a catch. That one good for the completion percentage, but no gain. It'll be 3rd down.
One-handed. Love the effort. Not much production on that play, though, huh?
Not a whole lot of yardage. You get that grab, you probably want a 1st down.
And he'll be the one in the film session if he's saying, hey, run that one back, coach.
Yeah.
Run that one back.
One more time.
Let's see that
2
again.
more time.
And they won't.
8 more times.
They won't. Didn't get much out of it.
The Lions on 3rd down. They've converted 3 times in 8 chances. This is 3rd and 4. Again, it's Stafford. And that is incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight, He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Here's Sam Martin now as he's on to punt for Detroit. And here's a very low-line drive, almost whiffed on it.
And that's what friends are for.
As the returner, you know who you're buying dinner for later.
Oh, without a doubt, because he just took care of you and your team in a big way. You know, you turned it over there. That's a big momentum changer and put your defense in a bad spot.
Garoppolo going to bring the Niners up here 1st and 10 at about the 32.
Here we go.
Throwing on first is Garoppolo. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off at the 35. And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Lions touchdown. Make it back-to-back weeks now with a pick 6 for him. He had one a week ago.
Talk about being in the groove, and what are the odds of what we're seeing right here? You don't see it happen very often. Listen, if you get a pick 6 in a season, it's been a big year, let alone back-to-back weeks. Tell you this, I wouldn't play cards against this guy in the locker room.
Now an important extra point here to stretch this lead to a field goal. Extra point good by Prater. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This will be taken about the 12. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. Out on the field now, here come the 49ers. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Now Garoppolo to try again after the pick 6. And his throw's going to be incomplete. George Kittle, the receiver that he was looking for. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
But there's no trace of nervousness there. He was able to diagnose that play from his linebacker position, stay in excellent coverage, and bat the ball away.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32. Back to the air on 2nd. It's Garoppolo. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down. The Niners on 3rd down. They've hit on half of them, 5 for 10. This is 3rd and 10. From the gun, it's Garoppolo. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
Here's Bradley Pinion now as he's on to punt for San Francisco. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback. And Detroit getting set to go now. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
They start on the ground here with Blount. And a nice move will yield nothing as he's stopped behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, Brandon, pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back in New Paltz, Mrs. Bythema Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. I am without speech. The Lions on third down. They've converted a third of their opportunities, 3 for 9. This is 3rd and 8. Out of the gun, Stafford. And he took the contact as he was throwing it, and the ball drops incomplete.
Putting pressure on the guy throwing the football is always good, but when you can couple that with contact on him that leads to an incompletion, as we just saw there, that's winning football.
Here's Sam Martin now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. Just a 2-yard return there following a punt of 48. And out will come the offense as they take over. The 49ers offense now. They work their way back onto the field. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, do you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Here's Garoppolo on 1st and 10. Over the middle, that's caught by Taylor. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. Second and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down.
Watch my 20.
A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. Caught left side, Garcon. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. He went over 100 yards in the wild card round. He's over 100 here as well. And a first down. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Garoppolo now, first down throw. To the sideline, and wow, what a catch there. He doesn't get a lot, but he was able to get the feet down complete. A gain of 6 there on first. And yet again, it's Garoppolo. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Goodwin. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. Garoppolo to Goodwin there for a 49er first. So 5 plays on this drive, Charles. All passes, all completions. And just like that, they're in the red zone.
And don't you think the playbook opens up a little bit more now? Because all they've done is throw the football. If you want to run it now, you may very well have them fooled.
And they'll go with a ground attack here. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
Glover Quinn there on the stop.
It's interesting going into this game. There was so much talk from both sides about who would control the line of scrimmage. I think we've seen who has it in this one so far.
Well, they bottled him up. He's barely averaging over 3 yards a carry right now. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to make it 4th down. This linebacking core, they've done a good job of keeping that running game in check, haven't they?
They certainly have, and what they'll also do when this game is over is thank the guys up front, the big defensive line, because they've kept them clean, so to speak. Not letting blockers get to them, allowing them to run to the football and keep that running game bottled up.
Well, you talk about clutch. That one was right down Broadway, and this game's all even here in the fourth.
Yeah, he didn't leave any doubt, did he? Good snap, good hold, dead center. Almost like a big-time golfer in a major, firing at a pin from the fairway, trying to win the tournament going down the stretch.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. So here come the Lions now. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
And that's exactly what you want on a first down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
Time for a break. We'll come back and see how it all shakes out after this. So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. To throw on 2nd down to Stafford. That is incomplete. Couple extra defensive backs out there in the dime, and because of that, really not many places to throw the football, if any.
And typically, what would you want to do against that dime?
Run the football.
You want to run the ball, but you can't do it in this situation. Not nearly enough time on the clock. You're having to really navigate against a tough defense presented against you.
The Lions on 3rd down. They're hitting at just 30%, 3 for 10. This will be 3rd and 5. Stafford. This is Riddick on the screen. And he'll be brought down, but a tip of the cap on the spin move as that gives him a first down. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains. Stafford now to throw. Over the middle here to Wilson. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. He got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets him a new set of downs. Now it's Stafford. Out to the flat for Riddick. And he'll get it down here to the 43. It'll be a 3-yard gain, and that'll make this a 2nd down. The Lions need to move. They're hustling to the line now. Now Stafford. Catch made right side by Wilson. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. On first down, Stafford here. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Eric Armstead in there with pressure yet again, and that's the 7th time they've dropped him here this afternoon. Here's Stafford now on 2nd down. Looking left sideline, incomplete. Pretty solid coverage there by the All-Pro Richard Sherman, able to get a hand in. He has had a great game defensively. He's been east-west, north-south, everywhere. Yeah,
and I love how you described that, because to be a great defender, you have to be able to move up and back, sideline to sideline, and he's been fantastic. Reminds me of a young Charles Davis when he was playing Madden.
Absolutely. Oh, wow. I thought you were going to go on the field, but okay, I see you. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game.
Here we go. Set, blue 60.
And they'll run it here. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts as they get it with 26 seconds to go in the football game. They'll run again with Blunt. It's a 5-yard gain, but they'll still be a yard short here with third down now looming.
Got a quick flash about being in their huddle. Whatever the play call was, it was tagged with these words: make sure you stay in the middle of the field. That's where we want to be.
And he did just that. And a timeout comes in. The whistles blow with 3 seconds remaining. So here's the veteran kicker, Matt Prater. And the 11-year veteran bangs it through, and the Lions are going to win this game. A road win in the National Football League. Charles, you never take that for granted, no matter who you're playing, no matter where you're playing.
You take it and you run with it. And you know you primed the pump all week in your own home facility. No one thinks we can do this. Only people who believe are right here in this room. And then you go on the road, band together, and get it done.
So for the Lions, it was a great all-around performance as they come out of this one with the victory. And they'll return home next week to take on the New England Patriots. Meanwhile, for San Francisco, they will fall to 1-1. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to KC to take on the Chiefs. That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, find us on Twitter at EA Madden NFL. With that, we say so long from Santa Clara.